Wow. Another devastating fourth quarter loss. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me and dropping your comments. Definitely want to hear your thoughts and feelings. I've noticed that definitely after difficult losses, the comments are fantastic. So I want to get those comments. I want to get that feedback. I want you guys to help me understand what the hell happened. I mean, what's going on with this team, honestly. I mean, it's Game 7. They played, one game the starters didn't play in preseason and all. So it's about 10 games they've played together. These guys, it's like two of the best wings, two-way wings in the NBA. One of the very best fives, stretch fives you can find in the NBA. And a guy who was, in the top 5 in scoring last season, who got MVP votes, who I'm like on my list, considered to be an MVP candidate, Jalen Brunson. That this team could not figure out a way to pull out a win in Atlanta tonight is absolutely unacceptable. I'm going to just say it right now. I know everyone's going to say, oh, we need time. They got to gel. And all. Yeah, I get all that. But Atlanta sucks. Atlanta is not a good team. Yes, they're playing at home, but there were more Knicks fans there than Atlanta fans tonight. At least in all the shots that you can see that are near courtside. So at least the presence was there. There is, I get, okay, fourth game and road trip. Sick of this shit. This is the kind of game you win. And you know why? You know why you win this game? This is why. With 3 fucking minutes left in the fourth quarter, the Knicks had a 5-point lead. A 5-point lead. But look at the stat down there below. Actually, it gets cut off here. You can see the blow up here. But see where it says AST next to Carl's little thumbnail image? Look down below. Carl Anthony Towns hits a 26-foot 3-point shot. 34 points for him. Tremendous game. Jalen Brunson, 3. Only 3 assists for him. Now, the team as a whole ended up with 29 assists, which is pretty good for this team. But when Jalen Brunson only has 3 assists, you know something is motherfucking wrong. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Right there, at that moment, the Knicks called timeout. Also, remember, the Knicks had whittled down the deficit versus the Rockets in Houston. In that fourth quarter, they were only down 1 point, 93-92, with 4.5 minutes left. So this is the second game in a row where the late game execution is absolute garbage. Complete lack of understanding what is at stake. Do you think these guys want to lose on their home courts? No, of course not. They're going to pump up the intensity. You have to match that. You have to match that intensity. Now, something else that I should also point out. In that fourth quarter, Josh Hart committed 5 personal fouls. He ended up fouling out. 5 in that fourth quarter alone. Too many. And okay, maybe it was 1 or 2 of them not needed to be called, where they like ticky-tack calls. I'll give you on 1 of them, maybe. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is you need to play defense with your feet, not your hands, as Clyde, one of the greatest point guard defenders in the history of the game, says it. We hear it every night. You can't play with your hands. Got to play with your feet. Got to move your feet. Josh Hart is becoming a liability on this starting unit. Say it right now. And now I'm not saying Deuce is the answer. But right now, especially in these late game moments, Josh Hart is doing nothing for this team. In fact, he's taking away. He's making it difficult for the team to win. Also, 10 turnovers in that first half, which is why, the Knicks were I think they were down 4 going into halftime. This could have been a completely different game if they take care of the ball. They take care of the ball, and they rebound, and they share the ball, they're going to win. But the defense itself was atrocious tonight. was atrocious. I got to say, how do you allow the Atlanta Hawks to score 121 points on you? How do you allow that? This is just ridiculous. The Knicks ended up with 116 points, usually enough to win a game, but not tonight. Not tonight. This is just a lack of situational awareness once again. Doing things that you shouldn't be doing and not doing the things you should be doing. Boxing out, not over helping. It was a constant. Mikal Bridges was constantly out of position, over helping on Trae Young. Trae Young was having a terrible game. All right, just don't get yourself out of position. Don't give a cleaner look to somebody else. Once again, Thibs has to figure this switching bullshit out. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. This is too many games in a row now with this. At this point, you need to trust your defenders and each other. Need to trust each other at this point. There was one moment where there was a play late in the fourth quarter. Let me get back to this. Late in the fourth quarter where Trae Young had the ball, and I think it was Josh Hart drifted over to he was like in between the two men on the perimeter. It was Trae Young and somebody else, but on the other side was the rookie Ricochet, I think was his name, who lit us up for 33 points. Okay, this guy has never scored more than 15 points in his entire career, right? 17 points was his high against the Wizards. The shitty Wizards. His career high was 17 points. The last game against Celtics, he scored 15 points. Okay, but on 40% shooting, 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. Tonight, 33 points for the rookie. Why does this happen to the Knicks? Why is it always against the Knicks that these players go off and have career nights against? It's because of Tom Thibodeau's defensive scheme. The drop coverage, the overhelping, just let it be, man. Just let it be, especially late in the fourth. You have the lead. Play to your strengths. Don't leave easy open looks for other people. So there was the play. Trae Young had it above the 3-point line, and then, of course, I think it was Josh Hart, but it could have been Mikal Bridges. Came to try and double Trae Young. Why? Why double him there? Why? 30 feet, 28 feet from the basket. Why? Because he might chuck one? Then fucking let him chuck it. Let him fucking chuck it. You know, what's the point of that? So now he drifted over, and then what happened, whoever double teamed him, and then left his guy open out on the perimeter, which forced the guy on the left wing at that time to drift over to try and cover the other man, switch, and left number 10 wide open. And he just got right into the paint. Trae Young, because Trae Young's a tremendous passer, beautiful little pass to him, and then Cat was caught between, I think it was Capella and Zachariah, I think I say his name, and he just froze, and Zachariah, easy little floater, boom, and that was a killer moment in the game at that time. Very disappointed with this result. I am now officially concerned. I'm officially concerned because it's not like, the Knicks came out, they weren't hitting their shots. not like that at all. The Knicks shot an unbelievable percentage today. They shot 46.8% from the 3-point line on 47 attempts. They connected on 22 3-pointers. They shot 48.8% overall. So they totally outshot the Hawks. But when it comes to turnovers, 15. It says 15 here, but I've seen other places 16 to only 8 for the Hawks. Only 8 for the Hawks. And the personal fouls. Knicks committed 18 personal fouls to the Hawks 14 personal fouls, which sent them to the free throw line an additional 7 times than us. And they hit it, decent. They ended up with a plus 4 points at the free throw line. In a game that was so tight at one point, plus 4 points. Look at this. It becomes a 1-point game right here. And then when you think about the offensive rebounding, 16 offensive rebounds for the Hawks, 7 for the Knicks. Only 7 for the Knicks. Now, I get it. Precious is out. campaign, the backup point guard off the bench is out. But Kolek came in. Nice game for him. Nice game for Kolek. I think he's hit all 4 of his 3-point attempts in his entire NBA career. He was 2 for 2 tonight. He was 1 for 1 the other night, and 1 for 1, I guess, a previous game. He's 4 for 4, but only played 8 minutes and 44 seconds here in total. But wait, did he even play in the second half? I'm going to look this up. Yeah, Kolek played only 2 minutes in the second half. Jalen Brunson, 19 and a half minutes. Mikal Bridges, 20 minutes and 17 seconds for him. OG Anunoby, almost 22 minutes. Those minutes are going to catch up with this team. Guess what? Not going. Remove the word going. Have caught up already in this very early season. Where are we going to be? Where are we going to be in February? Or March? I mean, what's going to be happening with this team? I mean, Thibs. What about Pacome Dadier? What about our Frenchman, rookie? Why not bring him in? Give him a few minutes, something, so our guys aren't cooked in the fourth quarter. That's why we lost again in the fourth quarter. Poor mental decision making, probably based on fatigue, and also, they're not that used to each other yet, so they're learning, but they're not executing in the proper way, just basic shit. They're not setting screens properly. I saw Cat not really set a nice firm screen a couple of times. Could have made life easier for Brunson. I saw OG Anunoby get a nice pass come to him at the 3-point line. He's wide open. Instead of shooting it, he passes it to the corner to Josh Hart, who now has a defender right on him, and he forces a 3-point shot. So instead of getting a nice clean open look, now it's a forced look. And I'm saying that complaining on a night when the Knicks shot unbelievably well from the 3-point line, but you need to shoot even better. If you're not going to execute, you're not going to pound the glass, and you're not going to take care of the ball. Those are just the realities of the modern of the NBA, the NBA in general. I tweeted this out at halftime. Why are the Knicks, who are shooting 50% from behind the 3-point line, which they were at the half, on 28 attempts, losing at halftime 65-61? 10 turnovers for you, New York, versus only 3 for Atlanta. Being sloppy with the rock will not get you the dub. And that was at halftime, and boom, that's basically what ended up happening. Now, the Knicks did take care of the ball through the stretches where they were able to get that 5-point lead with 3 minutes left. But then the bad habits that were displayed in that first half reeled their ugly head back in those last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, and terrible fouls. Just really dumb fouls. And being out of position. Being out of position on rebounds, not blocking out, and not hustling. I felt like the Hawks, they refused to lose. That's really the way to characterize this. They're down 5, 3 minutes left, and I believe the timeout was called because it was a coach's challenge, which the Knicks won. So I think we even had the ball. Couldn't execute. Could not execute. But the Hawks did, and the Hawks wanted it. And we constantly were out of position. Those are things that I assume as time passes forward, the Knicks will correct. There's too many incredible players on this team for them not to. But I will say this. It begins with that man number 11 right there. To be a true MVP, you need to be the one that sets the tone, that dictates how you're going to execute those final 3 minutes to secure the win. He did not do that. He did not do that properly at all. In fact, so right there, so I showed you that they were up 5 with 3 points left. Then oh man, it's so painful to even look at this. Towns got a block. They even got a team rebound. And then Josh Hart, it was a terrible possession with 2:26 left. He ended up chucking a 3-point shot. No chance of going in. Again, hurting the team, Josh Hart. Come down to the other end, and Johnson, who is becoming he's really blossoming right now. He hits a 3-pointer. So now it's 110-108. Comes down to our end with 148 left. OG takes a three-point shot, bricks it, misses it. Ricochet gets the rebound. He comes down to the other end with the floating jumper. I think that was the one. That was the play I described before, where it was either Hart or McCall was over helping on Brunson, trying to double team Trae Young, and then Ricochet cut into the paint. Boom! I think that was the shot. And then now it's tied, and that was Ricochet's 30th points. Then the Knicks come down. They work a situation where Brunson ends up getting fouled, but he misses the first of the two free throws. So now it's 111-110. Comes down. The Hawks miss a shot. They get an offensive rebound. And Josh Hart commits a loose ball foul, I believe on Clint Capella, and he pushed him in the back. What is the point of that? You're already beat. The guy's up in the air beat. Why are you shoving him in the back? At that moment in the game, this is situational awareness. At that moment in the game, you're down a point. No, you're up a point. That moment in the game, you send Clint Capella to the free throw line, and guess what this guy does? The guy, a historically terrible free throw shooter. Clint Capella buries both. So now, they take the lead back. 112-111, and they never give it up. Because we come down, we get a terrible look from the three-point line from Karl-Anthony Towns because, again, poor screen setting, poor acknowledgement of who's open, who's being double-teamed, who's double-teaming you, finding the open guy, keep moving the ball. I think the ball only moved once or twice in that possession. So then Karl-Anthony Towns, a bad three-point attempt, clanks it, under a minute left, come down to the other end, and it was such a bad clank, it turned into a fast break, and Clint Capella dunked it, so now it's 114-111 with 47 seconds left. Thibs calls a timeout. The result out of the timeout, a shitty three-point attempt from Brunson. Clank misses it. And they get the team rebound, and Josh Hart commits another loose ball foul. Another one. Sending Ricochet to the free throw line. He hits the first one, misses the second one. Now they're up 115-111. And then Brunson has a take foul, sends Trae Young to the free throw line. Boom, they hit two. Because on the second miss, they got the offensive rebound. Trae Young goes to the free throw line, hits both with 38 seconds left. Now it's 117-111. Game's over. Game is over. Mikal Bridges, I almost put out a video over the weekend how much I love Mikal Bridges' game and how much I love him on this team. And since then, he's done nothing but disappoint me. He played almost 40 minutes, shot 4 of 10, 2 of 7 from the three-point line, only 2 rebounds for this guy. Only 2. 5 did get 5 assists, which is nice, 10 points for him. But when I show you the plus minus, you're going to be appalled. In fact, I'll show it right now. Plus minus, he was a minus 15, the worst on the team. The worst. Karl-Anthony Towns, 34 points for him. Nice double-double, 16 rebounds, only 1 assist in his 38 minutes. The 1 assist is troubling, again. Josh Hart, the one main key contribution he created, I mean, he did give us, when you look at his stat line, it looks pretty, but not in that fourth quarter. Not with those 5 personal fouls in that fourth quarter. In fact, let me pull this up here. Wait, where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd it go? In the fourth quarter, he played the entire fourth quarter. So did Karl-Anthony Towns. 2 rebounds, 5 personal fouls. He ended up a -5. The entire starting unit -5 there, except for Bridges was a -3. Oh my God! The Knicks are below 500. They're 3-4 right now. This team could easily be 5-2. This team could easily be 6-1. That's why I'm just losing these games early hurts a lot, especially when you look at the minutes. that Thibs is laying on these starters. 41 minutes for OG, 39 for McCall, 38 for Towns, who played the entire fourth quarter, 37 for Brunson, and 38 for Josh Hart. Now, I know we're thin, but Matt Ryan, where was he tonight? We got him. We signed him. Why not give him some minutes? And Kolek played a nice look at him. Look at Kolek. He was a +2 in plus minus 6 points. He hit his 2 3-point attempts. And Deuce McBride in his 28 minutes, 5 of 9, great rebound game for Deuce McBride because he was 0 for 9 in the previous game against the Hawks. Tonight he's 4 of 6 from the 3-point line, 7 assists, 16 points for him. He was a +13 tonight. When you compare that to the -12 of Towns, -15 of Bridges, -14 of Josh Hart, maybe the way to go at that end was to go with Deuce instead of Josh Hart for those final 3 minutes. That's something Thibs is going to have to look deep inside himself and looking at the tape and looking at the math to see where he should have been on this. Because it's also not like Josh Hart delivered anything in terms of rebounding that extraordinary in that fourth quarter. He had 2 rebounds total, no offensive rebounds, and many times he committed loose ball fouls because he was not in the right position and he got beat to the ball in the rebounds himself. Whereby Deuce, Deuce is a battler. He gets you those steals. He pokes balls out of people's hands. In fact, in his 7.5 minutes in the fourth quarter, he did have a steal. He had a steal. He did commit 1 turnover, but he hit a nice 3-pointer. Oh, boy. And Sims, you guys know what I said last time. It holds. Where was Hawk Porty tonight? Where was he? Where was Hawk Porty? Where was Dadier? Here you go, Ricochet. As a rookie, the number 1 pick was 11 of 18 tonight, 6 of 10 from the 3-point line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 33 points for him. That might be his high for the entire season, and it will end up being against the Knicks. Johnson, 23 points for him. Capella, 18 for him. The only one that didn't get into double figures was Dyson Daniels, who is not a good offensive player. 3 of 16 from him. 7 of 21 from Trey Young. This is the night where the Knicks should have won this game, going away, where they could never create enough separation because they kept making mental mistakes, and they just didn't seem like they really believed they could do it. Honestly, I know that sounds odd, but it didn't seem like it. Here are the team stats comparisons. The Hawks ended up with a 6 plus 16 in total field goal attempts. So even if you're shooting almost 4% less than your opponent, you get 16 more attempts, you're going to end up with more field goals. They ended up with 45. We ended up with 41. And they went to the free throw line more. They were +7 there. Look at the rebounds, 48-41, but look at the offensive rebounds, because we won the defensive rebounding battle, but look at the offensive rebounding. They crushed us there 16-7. That's an area where we used to own. We owned before there. Total turnovers, 16-8. Now, the points off turnovers was very similar, but that's not the point. Why do we even want to give them those opportunities at all to begin with? Yes, we capitalized off their turnovers, but why do we let them even come close to us in terms of capitalizing off turnovers by giving them so many opportunities? Points in the paint, once again, the New York Knicks destroyed. It was like 62-30 something in the Houston Rockets game. Here it's almost near that. It's 58-36. Soul searching time. Knicks are coming home. I think they're playing the Bucks. Are they playing the Bucks? I'm not sure, but they're playing on Friday at the Garden. It's going to be an interesting game. If it is the Bucks are struggling as well. Let's see if Thibs can, get into the lab, into the film lab, and figure out what's happening here. How to get these guys to feel more connected, especially late in the game, because they did everything right to get that 5-point lead with only 3 minutes left. After not playing that great for most of the game, They got that 5-point lead. You're like, oh, okay, the better team has finally risen up. They finally, the cream has come to the top. Now they're gonna win. Did not work out that way. All right, my name is George. Please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and drop your comments. Definitely want to hear your comments. Share this video, and I will see you on Friday. I will see you around. I am worried, but I'm worried because I don't want this part to last that long. They're going to figure it out. It just, once we saw that Pacers game, I just thought, okay, it's all clicked. Now, still a work in progress, but they're going to figure it out. And we will be celebrating a lot here on the Knicks-Verse. Okay, thank you for watching this, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.